Hey everyone, welcome back. Sending you all the biggest virtual high five and my warmest wishes for amazing health, happiness, and a fantastic day. Seriously, taking a moment to explore the wonders of our planet together is a real joy, and I truly hope you're feeling energized and well right now. Today, we're jetting off to a site that looks like it's straight out of a fantasy movie, or maybe a giant bubblegum factory exploded, Lake Hillier in Australia. Imagine flying over a lush green island, surrounded by the deep blue ocean, and suddenly seeing a lake so intensely, vividly, unmistakably pink that it seems unreal. It's not a trick of the light, it's not Photoshop, and it's not pink dye dumped by pranksters. This is 100% natural, and it's one of the most visually stunning quirks of nature you'll ever see. Get ready to dive into the story of Australia's incredible pink lake. So, where exactly is this magical pink puddle? Lake Hillier sits on Middle Island, the largest island in the Recherche archipelago, just off the south coast of Western Australia. It's way down south, near the town of Esperance. The island itself is wild and rugged, covered in dense eucalyptus forests and sand dunes, making that bright pink lake stand out even more dramatically against the dark greens and the deep blue of the Southern Ocean. The lake isn't huge. It's about 600 meters long and 250 meters wide, but its color is so incredibly bold that it's instantly recognizable, especially from the air. That's how most people see it first, from a small plane or helicopter tour leaving from Esperance. Picture it. You're flying over the stunning coastline, the ocean sparkling below, and then bam, there it is, a giant splash of pink that looks like someone spilled a vat of strawberry milkshake right on the island. It's a sight you'll never forget. Now, the million-dollar question, why is it pink? Seriously, what on earth causes water to look like that? Lakes are supposed to be blue or green, right? Well, Lake Hillier's secret ingredient isn't magic, but it is microscopic, tiny organisms living in the water. The main suspects are a type of microalgae called Dunaliella salina and possibly some super specialized pink bacteria known as halobacteria. These little guys are extreme survivors. Lake Hillier is a salt lake, and we're talking seriously salty, way saltier than the ocean. In fact, it's so salty that it rivals famous salt lakes like the Dead Sea. For most creatures, this environment would be instant death. But for Dunaliella salina and halobacteria, it's paradise. They absolutely thrive in these crazy salty conditions. So, how do they turn the water pink? It's all about survival tactics and pigments. Dunaliella salina, when stressed by the intense salt and sunlight, produces massive amounts of a red pigment called beta-carotene. You've heard of beta-carotene before. It's the stuff that makes carrots orange and sweet potatoes vibrant. But in these algae, it builds up to such high concentrations that it turns them a deep red or pink. Millions upon millions of these tiny algae cells suspended in the water act like nature's own paint job, giving the entire lake its unbelievable pink hue. The halobacteria also produce a pink-red pigment within their cells. When sunlight hits the lake, it reflects off all this concentrated pigment, creating that famous, almost unreal, bubblegum-pink color. Here's a fascinating thing about Lake Hillier. Unlike some other famous pink lakes around the world, like Lake Retba in Senegal or Hutt Lagoon in Western Australia, its pink color seems to be permanent. If you were to scoop up a bucket of water from Lake Hillier and take it away, the water in the bucket would reportedly stay pink. This suggests the color isn't just a trick of the light interacting with salt crystals at certain angles or times of day. It's truly embedded in the water itself because of those densely packed, pigmented microorganisms. The color is most vibrant under bright sunlight, but it's definitely pink year-round. The intensity can vary slightly depending on cloud cover, time of day, and maybe the population boom of the algae and bacteria, but it never just flips back to looking like a normal lake. It's stubbornly, wonderfully pink. You might be wondering, is the water actually pink? Like, if I swam in it, would I turn pink? Well, yes and no. The water itself is pink, thanks to all those tiny organisms. If you filled a clear glass with it, you'd see the pink color. And surprisingly, the water is generally considered safe to touch. It's not toxic. But here's the catch. You can't actually swim in Lake Hillier. Middle Island is a protected nature reserve, part of the Recherche Archipelago Nature Reserve. Access is strictly controlled to preserve its unique and fragile environment. So, while you might dream of floating in a giant pool of pink water, it's off limits to protect the lake and the island's ecosystem. This adds to its mystique. It's a wonder you can admire from afar, like the air or boats staying offshore, but not physically immerse yourself in, making it feel even more otherworldly. There are other pink lakes in Australia, like Hutt Lagoon or the Pink Lake near Esperance, which isn't reliably pink anymore, where swimming is sometimes possible, but Lake Hillier itself remains pristine and untouched. The story of how humans discovered and interacted with Lake Hillier is pretty interesting too. It was first discovered and documented by Europeans in 1802 by a British explorer named Matthew Flinders. He climbed the island's highest peak, now called Flinders Peak, and spotted the incredible pink lake below. Flinders actually took a sample of the water and noted its high salt content. For a while in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, people did try to harvest salt from the lake, thinking it could be a valuable resource. However, the salt turned out to be unsuitable for consumption, likely because of all those algae and bacteria, and the venture was quickly abandoned. Since then, the lake has mostly been left alone, a natural curiosity rather than an economic resource. Its isolation on a protected island has been its greatest safeguard, preserving its unique color and environment from major human interference. What's life like in and around this super salty, pink environment? As you can imagine, it's pretty extreme. The incredibly high salt concentration means only very specialized organisms can call it home. We've already met the stars of the show, Dunaliella salina algae and halobacteria, but they form the base of a very simple food chain. Tiny brine shrimp might munch on the algae, and some super tough water birds might visit the lake's shores. You might spot birds like banded stilts wading in the shallows, feeding on whatever microscopic life they can find. The surrounding island provides habitat for more typical Australian wildlife, like seabirds, seals, and various reptiles. But the lake itself is a world apart, a harsh, salty, pink universe dominated by microbes. It's a powerful reminder of how life adapts to even the most unusual and challenging conditions. Lake Hillier isn't the only pink lake in the world, but it's arguably the most famously and consistently vibrant one, especially set against that island backdrop. Its existence raises interesting questions and reminds us of the incredible diversity of life and landscapes on our planet. How did these specific microbes evolve to dominate here? What factors keep the color so intense year-round? Studying places like Lake Hillier helps scientists understand extremophiles, organisms that thrive in conditions lethal to most life. This knowledge is valuable, even reaching into fields like astrobiology, as we search for life in extreme environments on other planets. The lake also highlights the delicate balance of nature. Its color depends entirely on that specific cocktail of high salinity, sunlight, and the right microbial populations. Changes in climate, rainfall patterns, or pollution could potentially disrupt this balance, altering the lake's unique character. Protecting places like Middle Island and Lake Hillier is crucial not just for their beauty, but for the scientific insights they hold. Seeing Lake Hillier is truly a bucket list experience for many. While you can't swim in it, taking a scenic flight from Esperance is the most popular and breathtaking way to witness its glory. Seeing that stripe of pink nestled in the green island, ringed by white salt shores and contrasted against the deep blue ocean, is an image that stays with you. Boat tours also get you close to the island, offering stunning views from the water. It's a place that sparks wonder and curiosity. How can something so naturally bizarre and beautiful exist? It challenges our expectations of what a lake should look like. In a world full of familiar blues and greens, Lake Hillier is a vibrant, shocking pink reminder that nature still holds incredible surprises. The story of Lake Hillier, Australia's bubblegum-pink lake, is a celebration of the weird, wonderful, and resilient nature of our planet. It's a splash of unexpected color created by tiny, tough organisms thriving against the odds in a super salty world. It's a place protected by its isolation, preserving a site that seems more like a dream than reality. It teaches us about adaptation, the power of microbes, and the importance of conservation. So, the next time you see a picture of this incredible pink wonder, remember the tiny algae and bacteria working their magic, the explorers who first gasped at its sight, and the careful protection that keeps it pristine. It's a testament to the fact that sometimes the most extraordinary things come in the most surprising packages, or in this case, the most surprising shades of pink. Thanks so much for joining me on this colorful journey. Take care of yourselves, stay curious, and I truly hope you have a wonderful, healthy, and vibrant week ahead. See you next time.